Well, hey everyone! It's a beautiful summer, hot day here where I'm at. Wonder what the weather's like in your part of the world. Your part of the world. Word. Give me the word for the weather in your part of the world. Let's see. Is it hot where you are? Oh, it's so nice and warm. We've had a lot of rain lately, and so this heat is definitely a nice change. You know what? I know someone else who likes the hot weather. Hugga. Let's check in with her and see what's up with her today. She's hanging out in her suitcase. I'm gonna see if I can wake her up. Hugga? She's, always... Oh, what you doing in there, Hugga?
Ah!
What? What's wrong?
It's so hot!
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm burning up in there. Get me out of there.
Oh, Hugga, I thought you liked heat.
I do, but this is unbelievable. I mean, look at me. I have a coat of fur. I am absolutely sweating.
You are?
I need to go swimming. Can we go swimming, please?
Maybe later. I was just telling the boys and girls what wonderful weather it was, and I thought you would be happy that it's hot.
Well, I guess so. But I just, I'm a little too hot today. I mean, seriously. Ugh.
That kind of reminds me about those Hebrew children in the Bible. They had a really hot, unexpected day, too.
Who?
Well, they were 3 Hebrew children that were taken from their home.
That's terrible.
Well, don't worry. The story gets better. You see, they were taken from their home by Babylonians.
By a bunch of babies?
No, Babylonians.
A whole bunch of baby commanders?
No, not baby commanders or babies. Babylonians. Look at my lips.
Baby.
Babylonians.
Still sounds like babies to me.
Okay, it's Babylonians. But anyway, they took these 3 Hebrew children whose names were Hananiah,
Hannah,
Mishael,
Michelle,
and Azariah.
Sarah.
No, not...
It was Hannah, Michelle, and Sarah. So they were 3 girls.
No, it wasn't. It was Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
That's what I said. Hannah, Michelle, Sarah.
No, that is not the names. They were 3 Hebrew boys, and their names were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Okay.
Anyway, they were taken to Babylon, and here in Babylon, they were given new names. You want to know what their new names are?
Sure, why not?
Okay. First, it was Shadrach,
Shaddy.
Meshach,
What?
and Abednego.
My shack, your shack, and a bed to go?
No, not my shack, your shack, and a bed to go. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Still sounds like my shack, your shack, and a bed to go.
Okay. Anyway, these 3 guys, Hebrew children, they were told, as everyone in the land was told, they were going to need to bow down to this statue that was made to look like the king.
What was his name? King George?
No, King Nebuchadnezzar.
What? These names are ridiculous. I can never remember that. King Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar?
Nebuchadnezzar.
Can I just call him Neb?
That's fine, Neb. King Neb.
King Neb.
Okay, King Nebuchadnezzar.
King Neb.
He had a statue made. It was huge.
Wow, that's so big and bright and shiny and gold.
Yes. And it was commanded that everyone at a certain time of the day were supposed to bow to the statue.
Ah, almighty statue.
Yes, just like that.
Ah, statue. Why? What is a statue anyway?
Well, a statue was a big, tall structure that kind of looked like the king, but they were making it that they were worshiping this statue, making it an idol.
No.
Yes. And you know what the Bible says about worshiping other idols and other people and gods instead of the one true God.
I know. It says, no, no, no.
That's right. It says, do not do it. No, no, no.
Nope, absolutely not. No.
And so these 3 Hebrew children, they knew it wasn't right to do that. So they decided they weren't going to bow down.
Uh-oh.
Right. Because there was a consequence in the land. If you didn't bow down to this statue that, the king had made and ordered everyone to bow down to, then you would be thrown into...
A pit of slime.
No.
A ball pit.
No.
Ice cream.
No.
Whipped cream.
No.
Ice.
No.
A mud pit.
No, Hugga.
What?
Can I just say what it was?
Okay.
You would be thrown into a fiery furnace. That was a bit extreme, a reaction I wasn't expecting. Hugga, are you okay? Are you going to come back so we can finish the story? Hugga, can you stop screaming?
Sorry. It's kind of hurting my throat.
Your throat. Talk about my throat.
Huh? Why?
Never mind. So here we see that these 3 Hebrew children, they didn't bow down when it was time. They stood up nice and tall.
I'm not gonna do it. No, no, no.
Now, they weren't proudful about it, and they didn't say, I'm not gonna do this. They just knew that they had to do what was right in a time when people were being told to do something that was wrong against God. You know, boys and girls, sometimes there's things that are said that other people are supposed to do, and they say, oh, we need to do this way. But what you always have to ask yourself is this what God would want you to do? And you know what? Sometimes we may not agree with something that we're told to do, but sometimes that's okay. We're still supposed to obey that. But in this case, when it was against God and doing wrong, that was the time to say no. So even if everyone else is doing this wrong thing and you see it's not what God would want you to do, you do have to stand up for what's right. But you don't have to do it in a wrong way.
Huh?
You don't have to stand up and make a show about it, like, ooh, look at me, I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. No, instead you can just humbly and quietly decide to do what's right instead of joining everyone in and doing what's wrong.
I see. So, we should do what's wrong in a right way.
Well, in this case, it was wrong for them to bow and worship to a false idol, yes.
Okay.
All right. So, we see that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego,
Who?
the 3 guys,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot their names.
they were captured and they were taken in front of the king. And the king was very disappointed because these 3 Hebrew children, they had actually achieved a pretty high status in the land. They were pretty smart and they had been doing some good things. And so the king was a little disappointed that it was them that he would have to see, thrown into the fiery furnace. Don't start the screaming, Hugga. And we see that I almost think the king maybe wanted it not to be them, but he had to, go through with what he said.
He did.
That's right. So they took the 3 children, which were not children, they were a little bit older now, but they took these 3 men and they tied their hands up with ropes, strong ropes and fresh ropes, and they put them next to the fiery furnace. Now the king, though, he was so upset and so angry about this, he didn't just say, throw him in the fiery furnace. He said, go and heat that baby up 7 times hotter.
Ah! Hot dogs!
That's right. They were going to be, really crispy. And so everybody around is thinking, oh, no, I am so glad I'm not the one being thrown into the fiery furnace. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, maybe they could have said, I'm sorry, please don't do this.
Please, I don't want to be a hot dog.
But they decided that God was worth so much more than even their own lives. And so they decided that they were going to go through with this still. They weren't going to take it back. So the king had them tied up and thrown into the fiery furnace. But it was so hot that when the guards opened the door to put them into the fiery furnace, there was a blast of heat that the people that threw them in, actually, they got burned. Ouch! 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 Yes, they did.
Are they okay?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh no, that's terrible.
And so they were in there. Well, do you know within minutes here we see that the king, he looks, and maybe they had like a window they could see inside, but the guards, they said, Your Majesty, King Nebuchadnezzar.
Huh?
Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh.
He said, what's going on in there? And they looked in, and they said, didn't we throw 3 people in the fire? And everybody goes, yeah, it was just 3 guys.
Yeah? Uh-huh. So what happened?
Well, they counted 4.
Huh? What? One of those guys was a twin?
No, there was a new guy in there.
Who? Who was it? Was it David?
No.
Was it Santa Claus?
What? No, it was God. His spirit, it was Jesus, the angel. It was Jesus. The 4th man in the fire was actually representing God. It was Jesus. Can you believe it?
What?
Yes. God himself said, you know, my children, they obeyed me so much, I'm going to make sure to protect them. And because they did what was right. And do you know that the king said, open the door, take them out. And when they took them out, they said it was God who saved us. Our God, the one true and living God. Hallelujah. And the king, he said, I will no longer require people to bow down to this idol. You have proven that your God is greater than any God that I serve. And so I am going to make the 3 of you even more important than you were.
This is amazing. Big promotion there.
That's right. And even those ropes, remember they were tied up with?
Yeah?
They were burnt off, so it was real. That fire was hot. But we see that God protected them.
You know, this is a really hot day.
It is.
But not as hot as that furnace.
No. Boys and girls, do you remember the names of one of those Hebrew children that were thrown into the fire? Hugga, who do you think?
It was...
Let's see, can Hugga remember one of their names?
It was something to do with a shack.
It was something to do with a shack.
Oh, I know this one.
Do you guys have any guesses? Okay, Hugga, what's your guess?
It was shack.
Shack. Okay, shack. It was close. It was Meshach and Shadrach and Abednego. Those were the 3 guys. Okay, and they represented, who did they worship above everyone? Who do you guys think?
I know this one. It was God.
Do you think Hugga's right? She was right. It was God. Very good, Hugga.
I actually got that right. Usually if you say God, it's always right.
Sometimes, not always.
Well, you know, except if you're asking like, what color is the grass? It wouldn't be God, it would be green.
This is true.
Or the color of the sky is not God, it's blue.
This is true.
Or the color of me is white, not God, you know.
Right. Those very, very logical explanations there, Hugga. All right. So remember, even though it's hot, remember about that really super hot, fiery day that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had. And remember that God protected them above all else.
I don't really want to get back in the suitcase.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
Just carry me and throw me in the pool.
Throw you in the pool?
Yeah.
You mean that pool over there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw you in the pool.
Wait a second. I didn't actually mean right now.
Okay, you ready, Hugga?
No, wait. I didn't mean it. I did it.
1,
No, wait a second.
2,
No, wait.
3.
Ah!
I'm gonna go rescue Hugga.
Help! I can't swim.
Oh, I forgot she can't swim. Don't worry, Hugga, you're stuffed. You'll float just fine.
Ah!
We'll see you next time.